And hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, and tonight I'm bringing you a special. I have one of the Patrick Morono, aka Lone Wolf Pack survivors, who's coming to tell you her side of the story. We'll get right to that in a minute, but I also have another special guest on here, Buffy Leanne, who was there when the initial cornerstone was set for the Lone Wolf Pack after they, I guess, left or got kicked out, or however you want to label it. Depends on whose story you hear from the W4 PMA group of Philip Kent and Smoking Baby and Hollywood and those people over there. So, what I'm going to do is bring on our guest. She's going to give her introduction, and then we're going to go back to Buffy. Buffy's going to give her introduction and tell you her little brief story, and then we're going to go back into our guest, and she's going to tell you guys her personal experience dealing with the Lone Wolf Pack, going all the way back to August of 2022. She was one of the first 200 people to join the Lone Wolf Pack on Telegram. So she was there just shortly after Buffy at the very beginning. So she's pretty much seen it all, heard it all, and she's here to tell her side of the story. Now, before I jump into any more of this, and I'm sure we're going to have some Lone Wolf members, current members, that are going to watch this video. So I want to share this with you guys first, okay? Because I know you're all under this auspices of the N.D.A. Okay, so let's go see right here. This is N.D.A, Universal Source of Knowledge. Does fraud render a contract void? There's the question right here. Does fraud render a contract void? Fraud is a strong defense against contract enforcement. To void a contract, you must show the misrepresentation was intentional and fraudulent, meaning the party was induced to sign the contract with intentional misrepresentation present. The contract would then be voidable. Okay. So fraud always invalidates consent, whether fraud relates to the torturous nature of the act or to the matters of inducement. Is a void contract a void contract is a formal agreement that is effectively illegitimate and unenforceable from the moment it is created. A void contract differs from a voidable contract, although both may indeed be nullified for similar reasons. Agreements entered to by minors for illegal activities may also be rendered void. Oh, excuse me. Y'all are infant terribles unless you've reached the age of majority and made your claim. Just saying. What does undue influence mean in a contract? And boom. The link's up here if y'all want to go look at it. There it is right here. Okay. So go check that out for yourselves. Here's another one. Right here. Nope. Voidable contract. And you can just go look at this. And whenever there's fraud, contract's voided. No good. So those N.D.As you signed, go read them. They're not worth the paper they're printed on. If it's taking you longer than 30 days and you still don't have a trust, and Patrick said that he would help you create and operate a trust, okay, and you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months in there, that's misrepresentation, folks. I've got people doing it in a week. Buffy will tell you. So without further ado, here's Buffy Leanne.
Hello, everybody. I'm Buffy Leanne. I have a channel named Buffy Leanne on YouTube. I am a plethora of knowledge in many different areas. I'm an occult specialist and examiner, as well as an aromatherapist and a minister now. So I got involved with Patrick Morono, aka Lone Wolf, through unguruyourlife.com. Under the auspice that I would be helped. I was promised by the curator of unguruyourlife.com, as well as Patrick, that I would be helped if I could help them get him up off the ground, because during a Zoom where everybody was just, converging in, and then you were arguing back and forth about who was a star and who would get the mic and who knew the right way to remedy. Patrick has a very nice speaking voice. He is very persuasive. He is a Rico Suave, is what I would call him. So he got a lot of fans. And because he got so busy, he needed help. He reached out to the curator of Unguru, and I was convinced to go down to the curator's house and stay a while. And while I was there, I was actually about to leave. The day I was about to leave, she begged me to stay to help Patrick. So I sent my husband home, and me and my underage daughter stayed, and we stayed there at the curator's house, and I helped Patrick. I worked a good 60 hours within 3 days. I was worn out. I had people wanting to hurry up and get a hold of him. He was like, just, tell them I'll get to them as soon as I can. Make sure you get payment. Make sure you get payment. I have emails that I can reference, but you would need to get a hold of me in order to see those. If you wish to see those, I will not hide those. I also have text messages. Again, you'll need to get a hold of me if you want to see those, because I'm not one to just try to blast aerate everybody's business, because these people need to be protected. And obviously that is not what Patrick had in mind. It was his interest. So he said, create the Telegram group. And I said, no, you create the Telegram group. So he created it and he made me admin. Well, of course, people they flew in there. And he had, my phone was blowing up. My emails were blowing up. He was blowing up. He was under a lot of pressure to help these people for good reason, because he was singing them a song and a dance like Snuggle salesman is what I call them. So when they started passing information back and forth, like, I was super new. I didn't know a whole lot about legal stuff, remedy. I was still learning myself. So I seen all this misinformation going around. And the curator of unguruyourlife.com told me, you need to be careful, because a lot of people are going to jail. And I seen proof that people were going to jail. So I was afraid. So I was like, Patrick, all this information, you don't know who's getting what. Do you really want to be contributing to bad information that could get people put in jail? And he's like, well, we can't control what people do. I said, that's your Telegram group. Yes, you can control it, and you are responsible for the information being shared in your group. And he didn't like that. And I said, well, I am not going to turn on the mic and just let everybody, because that was putting more responsibility on me in the first place that I even signed up for. So once I told him I did not want to be a part of it, because I did not want to be responsible for any misinformation. I didn't want to be responsible for anybody getting hurt that was associated with him and what he did. The curator of unguruyourlife.com took notice, and then she, of course, tried to save her reputation after she got me in on fraudulent promises of being took care of. And she offered to pay a few people back. And she did. I seen it with my own eyes. So then she wanted to get a hold of Hollywood and talk to Hollywood. I was there when she talked to Hollywood. Hollywood said one thing, but when Hollywood got in the Zoom in front of everybody else, she backtracked. So that right there told me that Hollywood was two-faced. She'll say one thing to one person, but when she's put on the spot, she'll say something else. So that that pretty much wraps up my whole situation with Patrick. I've heard lots of people uh, from their own mouth talk about how they were burned by Patrick and also by the curator of unguruyourlife.com. So you need to proceed with caution when dealing with people who want to promise you something that is definitely too good to be true. And you need to really, really vet people. And you really need to vet the information that you get from people, because unfortunately, they're out for number one. And nothing is going to be easy, especially when it comes to remedy. And I'm learning that it's not easy, and it's not a one and done. And these people that want to scream at you and argue with you to try to push their own process or agenda, run. If they tell you there's only one way of doing something, run so fast. Do 250 on a crotch rocket. I don't care what you got to do, just run, because these people are not good people. Okay, I yield. Thank you.
Okay. Hit a curb or two. Drive it like it's stolen, right?
Drive it like it's on fire.
Wow. That was a mouthful, Buffy. Wow. Okay. I can see a hornet nest got kicked there at the tail end of that, but okay, we'll deal with that later. All right, we're gonna bring on my guest.
Hi, Floyd.
Oh,
Oh,
you're more than welcome to use your name, an anonymous name, whatever, however you like. The floor is yours.
well, um, in this world that I just literally escaped from yesterday, anybody who hears my voice will know who I am. Ruby's son. And I'm just like I'm nervous and I'm a little bit scared. But you know, after I saw your video, I just thought to myself, like, I need to for any of the people who are still in that group that are drowning in the Kool-Aid, that might be able to be woken up, or anybody who might go around that entity, um to have, you know, a fair warning about what has gone on there. So I want to give my story. This is to the very best of my recollection, the things that happened to me, the things that I heard, the things that I saw, and how I feel about them. I was a very independent person prior. You know, this is a little bit of a backstory about where I came from. And I was hit by a drunk driver and I lost mobility. I ended up on a disability. And I have 4 offspring. And I was lost. And I was trying to find remedy or some way to be able to do something, because it got to the point where I was on a fixed income, and it was either, you know, buy my kids a pair of shoes or pay the electric bill. You know, what do I do? And I started searching and researching, and I kept coming across all this information that people were waking up to the fact that there was a remedy out there. And I was like, okay, well, there's got to be something to this. And I started researching, and there was the SPC people and the state nationals people, and then W4. So one thing led to another, and I ended up in Patrick's W4 group. And when I got there, because I was so new and so vulnerable and desperate, I didn't know what was going on, and but it sounded good. I didn't understand the lingo. I didn't understand the language it was being used. There was a lot of legal and lawful terms that were getting thrown around, and it was a matter of oh yes, we have remedy. All you have to do, come and take this class. If you come and take this class, we're gonna get you a foundation that's gonna set you up for fixing everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. I took the class, and I didn't really 100% understand everything, but I was like, okay, I'm so new. Maybe I'm not meant to understand everything. And then it would be like, well, maybe, you need to take the class a couple more times if you're not comprehending what you're doing. So I got invested, and I took a few classes, and I was on the mic on a regular basis. And I'm by myself over here in my real world with my 4 offspring and me, and that's it. And the people on this mic became my community. There were others like me that were brand new. They always had an admin on there, and they made sure to regulate everything. You weren't allowed to talk about certain things. You were going to keep on the W4 topic. And I thought in the beginning, like, okay, that's great. They're trying to keep everything from being chaotic. But I see now that it was really just control. They didn't want you talking about anything that might lead into something else. So I had this idea that, when I came in, okay, I'm going to find relief. And then I created this community with people like-minded who were learning the same things I was learning. And I got engulfed in everything. And I didn't see, and I just broke free from this in the last few days, and I apologize if I'm stuttering, but it's just like, how could I have been so stupid? I let the whole thing take over me. I thought that these people cared about me and that we were going to make it to the other side of some magical rainbow bridge together, and everything was going to be okay. I have property that I'm trying to get a well built on so I can take me and my kids and go live my dreams and my community in that group. And then I started hearing people coming through my inbox, and because I have a soft demeanor and I was popular with people, they would come into my inbox and be like, oh, I know we're not supposed to message each other privately without asking in public first, but you just seem so genuine, and I don't know what to do.
Hold on, whoa. Please repeat that. That is a cornerstone foundational mantra of a cult. You just described exactly how cults operate. Please do not interact with the other patients. And if you do, don't listen to what
Yes.
you have to say.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh,
Cult Survivors Anonymous is what we need to start, Floyd.
I mean, I knew it was a cult. I knew it was pretty deep. I knew he was brainwashing people, or they were. I didn't realize that it was that pervasive. Oh my God, that guy is evil. They're all evil. Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. Y'all are survivors. Thank you, Ruby, very much for coming out and doing this. Absolutely. This is
Well, it
incredible.
was it was it was presented like, we don't want to be messaging others without asking permission first, so that you weren't being intrusive on other people. I don't know, it was like some kind of decorum we were supposed to follow. So people would come into my inbox and most of the time apologize first for messaging without asking permission, and they would be like, well, I just don't know what to do. They would be like, I've paid, and I've heard anything from hundreds to thousands of dollars for consults and no remedy. They would say that they would ask their first question, and that he would go on and on for the entirety of the consult. And by the time he got done talking in rhymes and riddles, the person would have more questions and confusion, no answer to the question they were asking, and they were out the money. And I was so drunk on the Kool-Aid, if that's what you want to call it, that I would just make excuses. Like, oh, well, he's he's so intelligent that his brain is processing all this extra information, and we just can't comprehend it all. I would make so many excuses for these people coming through, and I saw red flags, and I would like explain them away.
Yeah, it's easy to do when you keep being promised the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Anna Von Wrights is identical to doing that. Same thing. Chris Hauser did it in his group. And it's, that's why I tell everybody, I don't want to be Mr. Popular. I don't want 10,000 freaking people hammering me 24/7. I don't want to be that guy. Okay.
Right.
So please
Well,
don't make me
because
that guy. I'm not going to be that guy.
Floyd, because you're not paid opposition. These people, I believe, fully are plants within the community. They are planted within the community to cause distraction, to cause much trauma, abuse, and harm. And that is exactly what they have done. They have they have led people away from their sole purpose, which was finding remedy for their family, for themselves and their family. And I mean, you get a taste of that. You get a taste of that fame, you get a taste of that money, and the money starts flowing. You start saying whatever you need to say to keep that going, right? I mean, that's just the rungs on the ladder.
I've been
And
there.
yeah, and Ruby, people are literally planted. They're planted at your gas station, your grocery store, to talk about things, to bring things up, to because the more we're confused, the more we are uncertain of who we are and what we are and our purpose in this life, the better it is for them to chip away at our sole purpose. Does that help in any way? I sure hope it does.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does. And I mean, I know I'm going to be okay. I'm still trying to process, I'm trying to process it. And
Well, you've been traumatized.
I
I
well,
don't,
because
you,
anybody, you're desperate out here. I lost everything. I have this property, I have these goals and aspirations, and in between losing and having these goals, there's this like, oh, hey, look at me. I'm gonna help you fix everything. And we think you're so great. I was marketed That's what they did to me. I didn't have thousands of dollars to spend, but people liked me
Right.
and they marketed me on that preface. I know that now.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
could say whatever they want to about me, but I know they marketed me
Hey,
because I
doesn't
had
matter
so
whether they're
many.
talking good or bad, as long as they're talking about you.
Oh, right,
Yeah, you
right.
were basically like I was with the curator of unguruyourlife.com. You were the shield. You were the patsy. You were the fall guy. If anything was going to be said negatively or anything, if you are the face of the operation, so to speak, or one of the many faces of the operation, you're the shield. You're the fall guy. And we were used. We were used, we were abused, we were led astray, we were lied to, fraud was committed, and people are still getting hurt to this day. And I commend you for being able to speak up and tell your truth, because if we can speak our truth and just save one more person, if just one person listens to us, we're going to cause a domino effect. And
Yes,
I thank God for that. I thank God for our strength, our valor, our intestinal fortitude, and our willingness to try to keep on helping people, even though we've been stomped on. Praise be
right.
to us, you know?
And this is my offer, and I've already done this for at least one person that I know of, and I know they have shared it with other members or former members of Lone Wolf Pack. If you need an affidavit for your financial institution to try to recover your funds from Lone Wolf Pack and their associates, hit me up. I will help you any which way I can. You know, I hate to be the one to say, I told you so, but I told you so. But, again, here I am for the third time telling everybody I told you so. But I'm going to help clean up the mess because that's just how I roll. So, I'll offer you guys anything I can. Like I said, I'll get you in my trust class. We'll get you a trust set up in 2 or 3 weeks. Boom, you'll be on a roll. Hopefully, because of the community you are in, and I know y'all are all tight, and y'all all thought y'all were going to just move together and live happily ever after, and that's not happening. That's your reality. Your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations have now been shattered. You need something to kind of fulfill that loss, that sense of loss. So if you want to come in, I'll give you a smoking deal on the trust class, or go to somebody else. Go get a trust class for a trust from somebody else. You don't have to come to me. I'm just throwing that offer out there because, I know what you just went through. Man, it's sad that you guys have to do that. So if you need an affidavit for your financial institution to get to recover your funds, I've already got it made. I'll send you a copy. It's notarized, it's ready to go. You need something for law enforcement. If you would like to report him and his associates to state, county, local, federal, whatever, I'll assist you with that. If you need a letter from a facilitator that does trusts or any other of the affiliated processes and remedies that Patrick put out there, I got you. Hit me up. Send me an email, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com, or on Telegram, on everything. Just hit me up, find me. Can't find me, call somebody. They probably have my phone number and you can call me. I'm very open about who I am. I give my away time, free as much as possible. I'm not big on charging people for my information, my time, my energy. Um, I personally have lived a horrible life. I've turned my life around. Last month on the 10th was my birthday. My party was at the end of last month, the last Thursday of the month, and I went and celebrated 21 years of sobriety. I'm very transparent about who I am. I'm really disheartened that Patrick can't face his own frailties and mistakes and come clean and just admit, hey, I did what I did and I did it and it is what it is. And I'm sober, I'm moving on. So you can either accept my redemption and my responsibility for what I did and move on or not. And that's how I've had to look at life, because believe me, I've had a lot of people that I grew up with and we were tight and we did anything and everything together that are terrified of me. They don't want to be my friend anymore. And that's just how it is. And I have to accept that and move on. Even though I want them as a friend, it's just not happening. It's not my card. It's not my, that's not how it is. So I understand the shame that each and every one of you feel, having now heard from a like-minded individual who was right there in the trenches with you, fighting and scratching and clawing to get to that pot of gold at the end of into the rainbow that you guys were promised. So I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just trying to save one person, just like Buffy said, man. And I got one right here. Here's my one. Okay. So if I can get another one today, that's two. That's all I'm looking for. Because one thing you're never, ever, ever going to get back from Lone Wolf and his associates is your time, your energy, and your money. You just wasted it. If you guys would have listened to me back when I did my first video, just imagine where you would be right now, how further along in this process. You may even have, kept all your stuff, just like Ruby. She lost all her stuff. I can't tell you how many people contact me, but by the time they get to me, the knot at the end of their rope is coming untied. And I can't save you. I hate to see the stories. I hate to hear it. But by the time you get to me, you're done. You're toast. And I don't have anything for you. That sucks. Luckily I caught a girl today who just got served a lawsuit. So I sent her a process that worked for me, my own experience. This is what I did. And I gave it to her step by step. So I haven't had time to go back and interact with that conversation. So look, I've been taken. Okay. We've all been taken. Some for tens of dollars, some for hundreds of dollars, some for thousands of dollars. Okay. Get over it. Suck it up. Learn your lesson. Move on. Okay. Get involved with something else. Don't worry about it. Just, hey, I survived Lone Wolf. Okay. We already know what he is. He's a predator. He's a manipulator. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a grifter. He's a scammer. I can go on and on and on. But I've already told you guys all this. This isn't nothing new. Buffy told you right from the get-go. She lasted 3 days. She bailed. 3 days. She saw enough, but something she didn't want to be a part of.
Right. Well, I wish I had learned that fast about Guru Your Life as well. But, we want so much to have the right remedy of what is going to help save us, our family, because especially, and I'm going to be a little sweet on the mamas because I'm a mama. As a mama, we want to save all the babies. Okay. And we think if we can save ours, then we can save the rest of them, so we do what we feel like we can do, and we often don't listen to the friends that are like, hey, are you in a cult, because this is kind of cultish and sounds like some cult activity. And we're like, no, we're trying to get remedy, right? We're trying to do the right thing to make the world better. But in retrospect, I'm glad I went through it, because if I hadn't gone through it, I wouldn't be as strong as I am now. I wouldn't know what I know now. And looking back, I know the mistakes were made that will never be made again.
Absolutely.
And there's people that weren't as damaged as I was with Lone Wolf or on Guru Your Life. And there's people that have more damage. So each situation's different, but as long as we learn from it and we go forward and we help others understand, we can't control what they do, but we can throw caution to their face and say, here's your red flag.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
of us, though, we get so blind and wanting to get it done and find the answer that we get taken a fool, but that's okay.
Right. Well, there will be some easy money for you guys out there if y'all want to take Patrick to small claims court in your jurisdiction. If enough of y'all hit him, he won't be able to defend 200-300 different lawsuits coming at him at one time, and you'll get a default judgment.
I'm willing to do a claim against those 60 hours I worked. Was promised a lot and got nothing. I'll
Right.
do it. I don't know how. I will need help, but I'll do it.
Real easy. Small claims court. You go to here in Harris County, Houston, Texas. You go to the Justice of the Peace website, and they have a form, just a boilerplate form you can fill out, or you can do your own. That's just in my jurisdiction. So
Now, is that state specific, or do you think we need to be in his jurisdiction?
well, you did the transaction in yours, right? Isn't that where you paid him from?
I didn't pay him. Well, sweat equity was actually in Florida.
Okay.
So it wasn't my actual jurisdiction or his. It was in Florida.
Where were you at?
Me, I'm in Tennessee.
Where were you then?
I was in Florida
Okay.
with the curator of Unguru.
Yeah, he's not going to defend a Florida case. I mean, trust me, he's got enough to deal with. Trying to save what he's got and convince them, convince them. He's not going to be able to litigate lawsuits, especially when y'all start papering the court. He's got to reply to all these motions and motion for discovery.
So
did he lay claim to the process, the W-4 sandwich process? Did he lay claim that was his created process?
No, he's just saying that the way he's doing it is the only way that you're going to be able to do it without getting a frivolous filing.
Yeah, we gotta be careful when they say my way's the only way, It's kind of like the Terminator, come with me if you want to live type crap. No.
Yep.
So I was gonna say if it's all right, if I could just finish off with how everything kind of fell apart over the last couple of days. And it's kind of more so a message to anybody who was a part of my community in that group, my little community in that group. I went through a 3-month period where I was very ill, and a couple of the admins were working with me on a regular basis to try to find natural remedies because I have an issue with ulcers. 3 months, almost on a daily basis, talking back and forth. They were sending me pictures of their dogs. So I was sending them pictures of my offspring. We were, really interacting. And when I got better at the end of that 3 months, they came to me and were like, "Oh, Ruby, we have a gift for you." And it was a link to their website with full access to their level 4 trust classes. And I was so excited, and oh my gosh, and I thank you so much, guys. I never would have been able to afford this all at once, all by myself, and this is amazing, and oh my gosh, thank you so much. Only to find out later on that those of us in that group, if you're seeing this video, listen to me. We were targeted because we were likable for one reason or another. And they wanted us in that trust group so that the ones that followed and gravitated towards us would say, oh, if Ruby's in there, then man, I got to get in there too and pay for it. We were marketed.
Or I'm going to get left behind. The whole fear of missing out, FOMO, and shame. Yeah.
And so
techniques there.
I didn't leave the Telegram group, but I wasn't active in there anymore because now I was on the website with the trust group. And now I'm in here with this small set of people, and we're doing courses and Zoom calls, and we're depending on each other, and we're just getting closer and tighter. And that's where the fear starts coming in. When weird stuff starts happening and the red flags pop up, is it worth it to lose my community? You don't want to lose your community, so you're scared to say anything, and you're scared to point out the weird stuff that's going on, and you have to be quiet and you have to swallow it. I saw so many strange things that didn't make sense to me. How many calls where if he started throwing a temper tantrum, all of a sudden all the admins would be jumping in there to corral around him and take over the mic. Like, that was just weird to me. You know, but you can't say anything, or you get reprimanded for saying anything, or if you share a video in private to somebody else of somebody else's process and they find out, you get in trouble. You can't do that. We're one teacher here. You don't cross teachers here. You don't bring in things from the outside here. So I had other profiles that I had from way before I got there, and I was supplementing my learning. And they have the admins over there, and several of their members have alternate profiles where they go into the other W4 groups. So you have some of them in your group, Floyd.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know they're
And
there.
they listen and they watch and are looking for members. And I don't know who it was, but a few days ago, somebody heard me on an open mic asking questions or telling one of my stories. And for almost 3 days in a row, I got interrogated and questioned about where my heart was. And Patrick himself messaged me. He was like, there was no hello, there was no preface. He was like, what's your affiliation with Felicia Beverly? And all this other questions, this block of text. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then one of the other admins was like, well, you know, this is kind of like if you were dating somebody and then they cheated on you and you went to another relationship, but then decided to keep in contact with the guy who cheated on you while you're in your new relationship. That's kind of like what you're doing. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, if you could show me that I have tried to repackage or monetize anything that's been brought forward here, if you can show that I violated my N.D.A, please tell me what I did. What did I do? I asked over and over again, and I didn't get any direct answer about what I did. And on the third day, or the second day, I was supposed to be in with my trust study group. This is months, you know, we're 2 months in. I haven't really been active on Telegram. I go to log in to go with my trust study group, and all my accesses, all my links, everything was gone. I was stripped down to nothing. My whole community was just taken away from me because I told them that I wasn't going to be forced to just that they weren't going to be able to tell me that I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone outside of the group or look for information outside of the group. So they stripped my whole community from me, but left me on the Telegram group. And I hadn't been active over there, so I had nothing. And my schedule, day to day, every day, working with these people that I had this close community with, they took it. And then when I asked again, I said, what? Tell me what I did. I got a message back saying, oh, Ruby, we love you. Now stop causing discord. And that's when the light came on in my head. We love you. Now stop causing discord. This was a narcissistic relationship, and they were feeding off of me.
Absolutely.
So I started messaging people in
Yes.
private, and I started being able to tell immediately. Some of them, when I would message them, they would do what I used to do to other members, and they would make excuses. They would say, well, you know, it kind of looks funny and suspicious that you have more than one profile. And why would you want to go to any other group anyway? And then I had others who were just scared. They were like, listen, I've already invested so much money. I got yelled at 2 days ago, and I can't really say anything because I'm scared they're going to kick me out and I'm not going to get my money back. I said, okay, don't worry. I'm not going to say nothing. And then there's others that are like, oh my God, I already know. I already see it. I'm kind of just trying to break free slowly.
I will do everything I can to help you guys get your money back, no matter how far back you want to go. All right.
It is classic narcissistic abuse, flying monkeys, gaslighting, smear campaigning. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I mean, let's just put him as a poster child for narcissistic behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And my heart aches for you, Ruby. I'm so sorry. No one should ever have to endure narcissistic abuse, but the sick fact is the world's run by them.
I think that doing that to me, that they either wanted me to come back and beg them, like, okay, I won't do it anymore, so that they would give me my community back, or that
you're gonna get your
they did
community
that.
back. You just took
So,
your power back right here
yes,
in this video. Those people will know that you have a true heart, an honorable heart, a heart with integrity and courage, and they will follow you to the ends of the world for what you're
I
doing
hope
right now.
so.
And
I
if they
hope so.
don't, they're cowards and they
I
want to be
hope,
where they're at. Absolutely.
because there's some people, there's some really good people in there,
Oh, I
and
know.
I hope they get out. I didn't see it until that message. I didn't see it, and the light switched on, and you know, they'll sit there and say like, oh, for I don't care if I lost people. For every one person I lose, I'm going to gain 2 more. And well, we didn't delete them from Telegram. We didn't make, you know, we didn't make them leave. No, you left me on Telegram so I could leave myself, and I did. I left. Bye. You guys can keep all of that over there. You don't do that to people.
Yep.
Well, the people that threatened you were not clued in on the fact that Fearless Floyd is called Fearless Floyd for a reason, and you get a hold of him and talk about the shady stuff, he'll make that public notice. You have such courage.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
really do.
You should be on a pedestal. Absolutely.
I'm not putting you on a pedestal. I just know you don't take no stuff.
No.
You're a woman. I'm putting you on a pedestal. Sorry.
Okay, I thought you was talking about you didn't want to be put on a pedestal. I was like, no, but yeah,
No.
little.
No, that's not what I'm about. You know, I'm about saving people from time, energy, and money wasting with fruitless endeavors. Uh, you know,
Well, anybody that was really a part of that group, they'll know me just from my voice. I wouldn't even have to say my name. But I'm going to tell you right now,
well,
if,
you might as well hold on. You might as well
yeah,
just come all the way out of the closet with
yeah,
your
oh no,
top
that's,
wardrobe
yeah,
and whatever the
my
name of your group is,
name,
go ahead and say it, you know.
yeah, my name is Ruby Sun. And any of you guys that are over there, you know me. You know me. And you know where my heart is. So don't you listen to anything that they are telling you about me.
It's all lies. I promise you, it's all lies, because they used to say the same thing, but they still say the same thing about me. And I'll write here again, under oath, I swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. I do it all the time. It's all you're going to get out of me is the truth, or I'm going to tell you I don't know, or I can't answer that, because if I gave you an answer, I'd be totally 100% speculating. It's just a guess. So I don't have an answer for you. And I just told somebody that right before I got on this Zoom. If I don't know, I don't know. Well, let's go find the answer. Let's go find somebody who does have the answer. Okay. Which is a good segue, because I just put a new video on that we did almost 3 hours with Hadassah last night. Oh my God. That woman can drop some bombs. She's like an F-117 stealth bomber. She's like, before you know it, just like, oh my God, she's dropping bombs, everybody. That's on Patreon. It's got so many bombs in it. I couldn't put it on YouTube. Oh, by the way, Buffy, one of your videos that you did with Jesse got kicked off YouTube.
Oh, which one was that?
Like, I'd have to go back and look. I don't know. It was from March. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. I don't even care anymore. It's on Odyssey and Rumble. Y'all go watch it.
Okay.
Well, Ruby, let me ask you this, because it's been quite an experience for you. So you've been in this since August. So when
Yeah.
did you get elevated to the level 4 trust class?
It was about two and a half months ago.
Okay, and how far along are you in establishing your trust?
0.
You haven't even done your first page?
I have trust that I wrote through templates before I ever got to Lone Wolf Pack.
Right.
But as far as being in the pack with the outline that we were given, I have nothing. 0. I have some parts and pieces that we're supposed to be working on before we get to that, I guess.
Okay.
It's there. I don't even know. There's like no.
That's fine. That's a good answer. It's acceptable. How many people do you know of that have completed a trust using Patrick's trust class, whatever it is, got their EIN and have it operating? Anybody?
I cannot personally say that I know of anybody, because anybody that's in the current trust course, we haven't gotten to the end of that yet. We were only about halfway through. 18 weeks.
18 weeks.
At $150 a week. That's just for the courses. That's not if you're getting the website. The website's somewhere around $300 a month.
Y'all poor people. Oh my God. Wow. I'm telling you guys, okay? I have Buffy.
That's insane. I'm tripping right now, Floyd. I'm tripping. Oh my God.
I know.
He has really escalated to big baller, shot caller.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is oh my
I told
God.
you I have somebody that was in his trust class for 7 months and they don't have anything. Nothing.
Oh my God.
7 months and countless consultations. I don't know how much I've made. I'm sure he's made probably close to $200,000.
He needs to go hide under a rock.
He needs to go away.
It's secondhand knowledge. Like I said, I had a lot of members and admin go through my inbox when I was in that group, because they trusted me, and I don't want to imply anything to anybody that might still be in there. But there were a couple of incidences where the amount of thousands and thousands of dollars that were being generated got brought up. And there were people who got removed for mentioning anything about it. I'm trying to be careful. And then there were also the comment that I remember the most, and I don't know if this was like an inside joke between some of the admin, but I heard several times, for somebody who likes to tell everybody that there is no money, he sure does like that no money. I heard that exact verbatim several times go through my inbox with people who were on their way out.
Yeah, makes sense. That's sad, man. They're just straight thieves. All of them. Straight thieves. Wow. That's incredible.
And it just I am trying, like I said, still trying to decompress, because even to admit that out loud, it's not even just that those things were being brought to me through my inbox. I was making excuses for it. And I know that there are others in there doing the same thing. They will protect that illusion over there at the cost of, I don't even know what, at what cost. These are real people desperate for a remedy, and they're getting sucked dry. And then you have me and the other puppets over there going, well, Patrick is so smart. Just keep following him and everything is going to be okay.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I have people losing cars, losing houses behind Patrick Morono. Absolutely. I hope he can withstand the karma that's coming at him.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have any other questions for me. I have to go pick up my offspring soon.
I really don't, man, thank you for your courage coming out and and your sympathy and empathy for others that are still there, reaching out, trying to throw them a life preserver. I did that with the Texas State Assembly, tried to save as many people in that as I could from N.D.A rights. And, you're going to be disappointed because some people disappoint, and the people you thought would, listen to you and honor your advice over theirs. Yeah, you're going to get disheartened a little bit. It just the way it is. So hopefully you can get your entire team back and y'all can, continue on from where you are. Trust class, you're more than welcome to come join. Hit me up, Telegram, Ruby. I'll get you in there immediately.
Thank you.
Yeah. I need you to go interact with some new people and actually go look and go, there it is. There's everything I need right there.
I think with everything that just happened, I'm probably gonna take a couple of weeks off and just disconnect from everything, because I need to unscramble my brain a little bit before I try to do anything else, right?
You are always more than welcome to contact me anytime. You're more than welcome to come, into the community. We'll welcome you with open arms. Even the Chris Hausers, the Anavon Wrightses, the Patrick Morono survivors, all you guys are welcome. I've told you that from the very beginning. All I'm trying to do is create a hub so everybody can interact, meet new people, meet new processes, new things. And, this is part of it. This is what it looks like. It's messy. It's ugly. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's divine. And sometimes, as we have here, it's just downright evil. There's just no other word for it. Somebody that's preying upon the necessity of humanity so they can come up. Dishonorable too, you know. So Ruby, again, thank you for coming on. Buffy, as always, man, thank you for coming riding shotgun with me.
You're welcome. You're very welcome anytime. And Ruby, if you want to connect with me, I would love that because you know, a good support team after trauma and exiting cults is needed. And this doesn't look like your normal cult setting. You know, we're not, you know, there's not polygamy, there's not drugs involved. It's legalese and stuff like that. So it doesn't look like your regular cult type stuff. So people wouldn't maybe notice it as such.
Right.
So whatever I'm gonna do whatever I can to help the public understand what this side of a cult looks like. And that's my vow.
Thank you. I will take you up on that. I appreciate it, guys.
All right. You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Everyone be blessed and be careful.
Thank you. Thank you, girls. I appreciate it. Everybody else, y'all have a great weekend. Thank you for being here. All the information is in the description below. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Definitely share this video. Would you please share it with anybody and everybody? If you are in the group, Lone Wolf Pack, or you know somebody's in there, please share the video with them. I hope this opens their eyes, their ears, their mouths, and their sense of awareness where they can come out from the cult and, you know, hey, there's a real world out here, real people doing real things. We're out here telling the truth, and that's what we seek. It's the truth, because we know that there is a there, and we're after it. So again, for all the survivors, if you want to set up a trust, because I know you guys been, you know, chomping at the bit to get it for months, just hit me up, fearlessfloydshow@yahoo.com. If you want to do it directly, the fearlessfloydshow.com/store. Just go to the store and you can purchase whatever class you want. All the materials are in the class. They're pinned in the upper messages in a private Telegram group that you have 24/7, 365 access to. If you go to the Trust 101 class, boom, the entire trust is going to be right there. You'll be able to read it word for word. It's a template, but you'll be able to see a trust from start to finish, everything, all the instruments you need, even to do direct deposits from Social Security for your payroll, set up your bank account, whole 9 yards, all the instructions for each document, which each document is, it's all there. All the videos from the prior classes, all there. You can watch them at your leisure. It's there, okay? It's very simple. They're making it difficult for you guys. They're telling you things that, you know, are disinformation, misinformation. They need and want more of your money and your time and your energy. They are vampires. They are evil people. And I'm sorry that it is what it is. But, you know, I've made it my mission to find these people, seek them out, and expose them to the world. And Patrick Morono, bro, you were exposed. So thank you again, ladies, for coming on. Buffy and Ruby, I appreciate it. You're more than welcome to come back on the show anytime you want. And if you'd love to do a follow-up, Ruby, whenever you like, just hit me up and we'll get you back on here. Hopefully you'll be in a more positive frame of mind moving forward. And I give you all the best from the Fearless Floyd Show and all my associates. And with that, guys, thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with as many people as you can. Make this thing go viral. And let's put Patrick Morono and associates out of business and out of commission forever. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.